What if the biggest obstacle to your success isn't your circumstances, your resources, or even your abilities, but the way your brain is wired? Most people go through life believing their thoughts are facts, their habits are fixed, and their limits are real. But modern neuroscience tells a completely different story. Your brain is not a rigid machine. It's more like soft clay, constantly being shaped by what you think, feel, and do. Every worry you repeat, every fear you entertain, and every habit you practice is physically reshaping the structure of your brain. The surprising part is that this process is happening whether you are aware of it or not. So the real question is not whether your brain is changing. It's whether you are directing that change or letting it happen by default. To understand why rewiring your brain matters, you need to understand how it was originally designed. Your brain evolved over millions of years with one primary goal: survival. It didn't care about happiness, fulfillment, or success. Its job was simply to keep you alive. That's why your brain is naturally wired to detect danger, focus on problems, and anticipate worst-case scenarios. In ancient times, this was incredibly useful. Spotting a predator before it attacked could mean the difference between life and death. But in today's world, the threats are no longer physical. They are psychological. Deadlines, social pressure, fear of failure, and uncertainty all trigger the same survival responses. Your brain cannot easily distinguish between a real physical threat and a perceived one, so it reacts to both in the same way. This is why you feel anxious before a presentation or overwhelmed by small setbacks. Your brain is trying to protect you, but in doing so, it often holds you back. This is where the concept of neuroplasticity changes everything. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. For a long time, scientists believed that the brain stopped changing after childhood, but we now know that this is not true. Your brain continues to adapt and evolve every single day, no matter your age. Each time you learn something new, practice a skill, or even think a repeated thought, your brain strengthens certain pathways while weakening others. Imagine your brain as a network of roads. The more you travel a particular road, the wider and faster it becomes. Eventually, it turns into a highway. This is exactly how habits and thought patterns form. If you repeatedly think negative thoughts, those pathways become stronger and more automatic. But the same principle applies in reverse. If you consciously practice positive, constructive thinking, you can literally build new pathways that support success. The challenge, however, is that most people are not aware of their thought patterns. They operate on autopilot, reacting to situations based on deeply ingrained habits. This is why awareness is the first and most crucial step in rewiring your brain. When you begin to observe your thoughts instead of immediately believing them, you create a powerful shift. You start to realize that not every thought deserves your attention or trust. Some thoughts are simply old patterns playing on repeat. By becoming aware of these patterns, you gain the ability to interrupt them. This might sound simple, but it is incredibly powerful. The moment you notice a negative thought and choose not to engage with it, you weaken its hold on your brain. Over time, this creates space for new, healthier patterns to emerge. One of the most effective ways to build this awareness is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It sounds simple, but its effects on the brain are profound. Research has shown that even a few weeks of consistent mindfulness practice can lead to measurable changes in brain structure. The amygdala, which is responsible for fear and stress responses, can actually shrink, while the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and focus, becomes stronger. This means that by simply training your attention, you can reduce stress and improve your ability to think clearly under pressure. Mindfulness also helps you recognize how often your mind wanders into worry, regret, or distraction. By gently bringing your focus back to the present moment, you are training your brain to stay grounded and calm. Stress plays a major role in preventing your brain from functioning at its best. When you are constantly stressed, your body releases cortisol, a hormone that prepares you for immediate action. While this is helpful in short bursts, prolonged stress can be damaging. High levels of cortisol over time can impair memory, reduce your ability to learn, and even shrink certain areas of the brain. It also interferes with neuroplasticity, making it harder for your brain to adapt and grow. This is why managing stress is not just about feeling better. It is essential for improving your brain's ability to change. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and even simple relaxation can significantly lower stress levels and create an environment where your brain can thrive. Another powerful way to rewire your brain is through physical movement. Exercise is often associated with physical health, but its impact on the brain is just as significant. When you move your body, you increase blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support its function. Exercise also releases chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, which improve mood and motivation. In addition, physical activity stimulates the production of a protein that supports the growth of new neural connections. This means that regular movement not only makes you feel better, but also enhances your brain's ability to learn and adapt. Even small amounts of exercise, such as a short walk or light stretching, can have a noticeable impact over time. Learning new skills is another essential component of brain rewiring. When you challenge yourself to do something unfamiliar, your brain is forced to create new connections. This keeps it flexible and adaptable. It doesn't matter what the skill is, learning a language, playing an instrument, or trying a new hobby all have similar effects. The key is to step outside your comfort zone and engage in activities that require effort and focus. This process may feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign that your brain is growing. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes easier, and your confidence increases. This is how you build a mindset that embraces challenges instead of avoiding them. Your internal dialogue also plays a crucial role in shaping your brain. The way you talk to yourself influences how you perceive your abilities and your potential. Negative self-talk reinforces limiting beliefs and strengthens pathways associated with doubt and fear. On the other hand, positive and constructive self-talk can help you build confidence and resilience. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing thoughts that are supportive and realistic. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," you might say, "This is challenging, but I can learn." Over time, this shift in language can transform the way your brain responds to challenges. Gratitude is another simple yet powerful practice that can rewire your brain. By consciously focusing on what is going well in your life, you train your brain to notice positive experiences more frequently. This counteracts the natural negativity bias that most people have. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. The act of reflecting on positive moments, no matter how small, strengthens neural pathways associated with appreciation and contentment. Over time, this can lead to a more optimistic outlook on life. Now, sleep is often overlooked, but it is one of the most important factors in brain health. During sleep, your brain processes information, consolidates memories, and clears out toxins that accumulate during the day. Without adequate sleep, your ability to think clearly, regulate emotions, and learn new information is significantly impaired. Chronic sleep deprivation can also increase stress levels and weaken your brain's ability to adapt. Prioritizing quality sleep is not a luxury. It is a necessity for anyone who wants to rewire their brain for success. Your environment also has a profound impact on your brain. The people you interact with, the content you consume, and the spaces you spend time in all influence your thoughts and behaviors. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, your brain will adapt to that environment. On the other hand, being in a positive and supportive environment can encourage growth and motivation. Even small changes, such as spending time in nature or reducing exposure to negative media, can have a significant effect on your mental state. One of the most important lessons in rewiring your brain is understanding that change takes time. Many people expect immediate results and become discouraged when they don't see them. But the brain changes gradually through consistent repetition. Each time you practice a new habit or thought pattern, you are strengthening a pathway. Over time, these small changes add up to significant transformation. This is why consistency is more important than intensity. Small actions repeated daily are far more effective than occasional bursts of effort. Rejection and failure are often seen as obstacles, but they can actually be powerful tools for growth. Each time you face rejection, your brain learns that it is not as threatening as it once seemed. This reduces fear and increases resilience. Instead of avoiding failure, embracing it as part of the learning process can accelerate your progress. The more you expose yourself to challenges, the more adaptable your brain becomes. Ultimately, rewiring your brain for success is about taking control of your habits, thoughts, and actions. It is about understanding that your brain is constantly changing and choosing to guide that change in a positive direction. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. In fact, the most effective approach is to start small and build gradually. Each positive thought, each healthy habit, and each moment of awareness is a step toward a stronger, more resilient brain. If you made it this far, it means you're ready to take control of your mind and your future. So don't just watch, take action. Start with one small habit today and stay consistent. And if you want more videos like this that help you level up your mindset and your life, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss what's next. Your future self is counting on you.